So, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with my main man, Togi Aditya. This is not a Zoom meeting, this is a live meeting with KRS. So, he was here actually in Baltimore for an astronomy convention. And because I was planning a PIMAP a session with him and Sateep, and he's like, I'm like, what? You're in Baltimore? I'm like 40 miles away. I'm like, you got to come down to DC. And what better to come down in DC where we just saw the president motorcade come in and go, and it's a beautiful weather. So Togi, welcome live this time. Live to KRS.
Thanks, Kapil ji, for the invitation, and thank you very much. And it's a beautiful day.
Yep, beautiful day. So we're gonna do this video, and after that we're gonna go eat and drink and have a good time. So Togi, how was the astronomy convention? What did you guys?
It was great, and we discussed about the observations that we'll be doing with the James Webb Space Telescope, which is going to be launched in October 2018. So far, the date is October 2018. Yeah. It's a 6-meter telescope. Now remember, this is much bigger than the Hubble.
Oh wow! Okay.
And I think mankind has never put such a big telescope in space. Like, this is like 6-meter diameter, so you can imagine that it's going into space. It will be observing in the infrared region. So we need to plan our observations and how to learn basically how to write the proposal, how to analyze the data so far. So it was great.
When are they launching this in space?
October 2018.
Oh,
so
October
it's like
2018.
1.5 years from now.
Wow.
So the preparations have started already.
And how many meters is the current Hubble telescope?
Hubble telescope is, I don't know exactly, but it is like 1 meter or something.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, so this one is gigantic.
Yeah, exactly. This is the successor of Hubble. This will be showing when the first stars were formed about 13.7 billion years back. So this will be an awesome.
Did they actually show you guys the model of how it looks?
Oh yeah. It's I think if you download Google and all, you can see it. It's a $7 billion or $7 to $8 billion it took.
Wow.
So, and note why we are talking about today's Shatabisha.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, what nakshatra is running today? Then I'm meeting Togi, and then I'm like, oh my God, it's just Vishad nakshatra. Nakshatra related to Rahu, stars, occult, mysticism, and I'm like, man, it's like as above, so below. Like somehow, some way, someone is experiencing something mystical or related to space, related to boundaries. So this is amazing. And talking about that, you wanted to discuss with me about Rahu and Ketu.
Shatabisha, correct? I never thought. It just came to me.
I'm telling you, man, this is just
a minute back.
It is scary. So, what did you have for us as far as because I know you really wanted to discuss on the Rahu and Ketu.
Yeah, it's a general nakshatra theme basically.
Okay.
But before that, I think a month back you said that you should do this moon nakshatra. You know, I would like to say something about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So this I did exactly maybe a year back after finishing the course with Dr. Pai, and he said, okay, let's do this moon cycle thing. And when I see that, it's such a strange thing, like the nakshatra operating on that day and the activities which we do. Like I have in the morning when I get up, I just put some videos, like YouTube songs or something.
Oh, you're talking about my video of observational astrology, of studying what the nakshatra is and what we experience on a daily basis. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it.
And it was like the music which I put, like for example, if it is a Pushya nakshatra, I was not knowing, but I will put like Mantra Pushpam and all, talking about, nature and all those, the activities of Vishnu. If it is Ardra nakshatra or something regarding, then I don't know, I've never used to look, but when I saw that, it was like I used to put Rudrabhishekam and all correlating with the Ardra nakshatra. So this happened very frequently. Even now it's happening. Now, at that time I was really afraid, like there's so many factors controlling us. It's like, first I was ignorant, so ignorance is always bliss,
Yeah.
But then when I came to know there are so many factors like controlling us, that was something scary. At the same time, it was exciting. But now it has become like, now when I see it, it's like, okay, it's normal.
Yeah, normal, because it's nature. It's like raining, it's like storm. Like,
exactly.
Don't be surprised by it.
So, so it's really profound, and I think people need to do all those observations themselves.
Yeah.
There's no point of following us or following you or following me.
Right.
It should be.
You do your own observation, you learn astrology. in 27 days.
Exactly. Exactly.
27 days to learn astrology.
Yeah, all nakshatras
Yeah,
energies.
exactly.
So, I think, and it's not about astrology. It's even about astronomy and
Yeah.
anything. It's doing when you do on your own and learn. That's the highest satisfaction
Yes,
you get.
absolutely.
So yeah, so I think people should learn it and
Okay.
do it and learn from the experience. Experience is the best teacher. We thought, why not to discuss on a Shatabisha Nakshatra day? Why not
Okay.
discuss something about Rahu?
Rahu. We all
And
love him.
It's really a fantastic planet in terms of astrology. And this was the course which actually we used to give this fortnight lecture with Dr. Pai, and then this came out. And it's like you can reveal so many secrets just by looking at the rainbow. You know that?
Really?
Yes. Observing nature
Well,
and learning, you know?
It has the, yes, we know, like the 7 colors and
Exactly.
the energy of the planets are controlled with that.
Exactly. And that rainbow gives you so much information. Just the one aspect of nature, rainbow. Because rainbow is nothing but 7 colors,
Right.
pure, like violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red.
Yeah.
And each color is associated with a planet, as we know.
Yeah.
And then your whole Rahu column, Yamaganda column, Gulika, everything is calculated on that sequence of the color associated with the planet. You know?
How?
This is interesting, and I have the presentation, and I will show like how just by looking at rainbow, all these codes can be codified, or we can decode the code of Rahu column, Yamaganda column, and Gulika.
Well, explain to us, man. We're here live. Come on now.
Sure. So now we all know that each color is associated with each, and Rahu Ketu are invisible, so they definitely come under the invisible light. See, what light we see is the visible optical light,
yeah.
but there are many light, X-rays and infrared and UV and optical is what we see, radio waves, all radio channels.
Yeah.
There are so many light, but the colors what we see is optical, and the color which is beyond violet region is called ultraviolet, and that is very high energy. So we associate that with Ketu, because Ketu is not seen, ultraviolet is not seen.
Yeah.
And infrared is also not seen, and that we associate with Ketu.
Okay. So ultraviolet is Rahu.
Ultraviolet is Rahu.
Rahu. Okay.
Yes.
You said Ketu, so I'm like, So infrared is Ketu.
Infrared is Ketu.
Okay.
Because both are not seen, and that's why Rahu Ketu is also not seen. It's like a physical, it's like any point of intersection. So, but the next question should be why I associate Rahu with UV and Ketu with infrared and not the vice versa.
Yeah.
Because ultraviolet is more energetic. It's more energy compared to UV. Like if you study the electromagnetic spectrum, you will come to know. And infrared is less energy. So we associate Rahu with Ketu, Rahu with ultraviolet, and infrared with Ketu. And both have got so many different properties, and so many, like even when I'm doing astronomy, I associate the properties of this radiation. It's so close to Rahu and Ketu properties. It's fantastic to see. For example, like all astronomical observatories are at a high altitude, and if I ask why it is at a high altitude, because we don't, of course, we need an isolated place, not much with human light pollution and all. But of course, the water column is very less there, because air column is very less. So what happens? The infrared absorption of infrared radiation doesn't happen much. That means we have got a lot of infrared, we have got a lot of Ketu. So you see a direct connection with Ketu with infrared, and infrared with water vapor. And what is the sign of exaltation of Ketu? Scorpio. It's a watery sign.
Yeah.
What is another 12th house, the natural 12th house is mean.
Pisces are also considered its exaltation position.
Exaltation position, that some people consider.
Yeah.
So you can see Ketu, infrared, and water vapor thing.
Right.
Now the question is, what about Cancer sign?
Yeah.
Which is, I have not come to a firm conclusion, but I need to check what happens when Ketu is in Cancer. But of course, Ketu in Cancer nakshatra, one nakshatra is Ashlesha. Lord is Naga.
Yeah.
And Ketu and Rahu, we know it.
And according to Pai Paddhati, Rahu's Mool Trikon is Cancer.
Yeah. We put the Rahu Moon Trikona as Cancer. Now we can see lot of interchanging between Rahu and Ketu.
Yeah.
There's many. To know Rahu, we need to understand Ketu, and to know Ketu, we need to know Rahu.
So how does these invisible lights then correlate with the rainbow scheme that you were?
Yeah. No, I went far away actually. I was going and
No,
astronomy
that's
and all
right.
came
I
in
know,
between.
man. Passion comes out.
Rahu is it's as I told UV or X-rays.
Yeah.
Now you take Chandra. Chandra is a telescope, X-ray telescope. Lot of accretion, X-rays happen at the galactic center where there's this supermassive black hole accreting the material. It gives out X-rays. And we know the galactic center is like, for our galactic center is Moola.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord is Ketu. And we see lot of X-rays coming from the galaxy center. X-rays is again Rahu. So again you see the connection of Rahu and Ketu both. So it's like, to know Rahu, you need to know
So
Ketu.
astronomically, you guys have seen that the Moola Nakshatra gives off those heavy rays.
That's it, and it's a lot of hot gas, turbulence. In fact, oh my God, this is the paper which we are writing, we are publishing in.
So Moola Nakshatra people may have extensive gas, hot gas.
They can be, because it's hot gas means turbulence. Because what is Moola Nakshatra? The sting of the scorpion.
Yeah,
So where we were. So Moola, yeah. So it's sting of scorpion. So it's like lot of karmic things there, and I did a video with Dr. Pai on Moola Nakshatra, how the breaking, like when anything goes, a cloud goes near the galactic center, it gets dispersed, it gets break. And what is the Shakti of Moola Nakshatra? It's Bharana Shakti. It's like breaking the things basically. And whatever goes to the galactic center, it breaks because of the tidal forces.
So why is that Moola Nakshatra connected with stone break, which are very strong? Like how?
Because you can understand, like the galaxy center is like the center of the galaxy, and all the arms of the galaxies comes out from that. So it's like the root, and arms you can consider like as branches of the tree.
Yeah.
So it's like the roots. That's why it's like the base of the. It's the base of the main tree, or base of the because it has got the energy of Ketu. Ketu is, see, again you connect Ketu with Mooladhara chakra, the root.
The root. Yeah.
Again, see, it's all connected somehow. It's fascinating to see. But that said about Rahu and Ketu, which are connected with the invisible rays. Now coming to the optical light. It's very easy, like the red color is associated with the sun.
Yeah.
The orange color is associated with Mars. I'm going the other way. In Vibgyor scheme, I'm going starting from red to the violet side. So red is sun, of course. Violet, the orange is Mars. But that's an interesting, what does the word orange mean? The word orange is
Orange.
like...
I mean, in
Correct.
Yeah.
And Mars is also connected. Given to the Mars, then you comes yellow. Yellow is of course Jupiter, and then green is Mercury, no doubt in.
Light is how does ultraviolet and infrared, how do they effect of Rahu and Ketu by seeing the effect of these lights upon us?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
How do they affect us?
Yeah.
It really affects a lot. Now, for example, if you are exposed to X-rays, what happens? Yeah, like we are not supposed to exposed to X-rays for a long time. Of course, we do
Yeah.
X-ray for bones and other
Yeah,
things.
you can get cancer, this and that.
Exactly.
Even if UV, too much of UV rays,
Skin burns.
skin
Skin burns and
cancer
all.
can come about.
So definitely these X-rays and X-rays, especially UV and X-rays, affects us a lot.
Yeah.
Similarly, of course, understanding Rahu and all, as we know, it says when Rahu is really good in the horoscope, it gives like anything, and when Rahu is worse in horoscope, it can be even worse than Saturn.
Yeah. Of course.
Exactly. So it affects a lot. It affects a lot, and we can understand their effects, especially by, so you can, the intense rays of UV and of course now compared to all other planets, all the 9 planets,
Yeah.
which has got the most strong influence. I'm sure to say it will be Rahu. I'm running Rahu. So
Whoa.
They wiggle around the 8 shape.
Yeah.
And that 8 shape is interesting. 8 is connected with the...
Wow, look at that. The effect of Rahu, a bee, huge bee was right there hovering, and I'm like, I know you're talking, but I gotta move because I don't want to get my ass sting with this thing. And I asked him, like, is this associated with something? And he's like, yes, it's Rahu. Sastabhishak Nakshatra is operating.
Correct.
Talking about Rahu Ketu, because that was our subject before we even decided that this was going to be a Sastabhishak Nakshatra. We already decided it was going to be like Rahu Ketu talk. And then now Rahu comes about, and then we're going to have alcohol after this. Rahu, man, as above, so below.
Exactly.
Directly in the bar.
No, why it's connected with Rahu is Dr. Pai was mentioning when they move, the tail end, they make like an 8 shape basically. They move around like the 8 shape.
Oh.
And that 8 shape is definitely Rahu.
Rahu, yes.
So bees are connected with Rahu. And when a bee stings, what happens? You can feel the pain. You can feel the intense heat of Rahu.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. We don't want to experience that intense heat here, man. So yeah, as we were talking about the effect of the UV and
this happens a lot. Like whenever I talk about astronomy or something, when we have a discussion, we could sense in nature. That's why it's good to be in the nature. You see all those and connect it.
I can't agree more with that.
It's fantastic. So we definitely have bees. So Rahu is definitely operating.
Yes.
True. When I see these trees, it's like sun and trees are blocking. Rahu is like...
Rahu is and then look, we're sitting underneath a tree as a shade, which is like eclipsing the sun right above us. I mean, this is like a straight up almost noon now. And here we are sitting with great lighting because that's what Rahu, and Rahu is photography, where we're using camera for photography, and photography is all about taking the sun away in the right direct lighting. Oh my God, man, this is just, I think we just did our class on Rahu. That's it. You see, this is why it's so important for self-observation.
Exactly.
Observation, astrology, observe. That's it. Wow.
This is great. So I was telling about the rainbow scheme, and so depending upon the day, you should be very careful with how to understand because it's not just 1.5 hour slot. But whatever people give the Rahu column as 1.5 hour slot, and for each day, they have assumed that it is a symmetric day and night time, like 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. And they assume that sunrise happens at 6 and sets at 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.
6 p.m., yes.
So that's all the assumption. So people should be very careful with what they do. And that's what I wanted to, maybe the main focus is, just don't go given as, whenever it's given, make sure you understand the assumptions behind that and when it is applicable and all.
Okay.
So that's the main thing, and then I will show you today like how we discuss how to analyze ourselves. All these different timings of Rahu column, Yamaganda column, and Gulika.
Okay. Do you have Sastabhishak Nakshatra somewhere? Is that why I said it?
It's not directly related.
Okay.
But I have 3 main planets in Leo, directly aspecting Shatabhisha.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah.
Wow.
And because of the 3 main planets in Leo, directly aspect Shatabhisha, I'm into astronomy and astrology, and that makes
exactly.
So it's not only about the planets occupying the nakshatra. You should also take a greater look opposite of the planets.
Opposite of the planet. Yes. This is exactly how I figured out through Dr. Pine Satip what is going to be surrounding you when you meet your spouse. Remember that?
Yes.
Arjuna, fishes, Pisces, directly across Virgo.
There are many things today also. I don't know whether I should say it.
Say it.
Why we are meeting?
Okay, why are we meeting, man? Hopefully it's not. Hopefully I'm not Arjuna and you're Draupadi.
And why are we meeting here?
Okay.
Magha is operational. Of course, Magha is the royal throne.
Royal throne, okay.
You have a key planet in Magha.
Okay.
I have a key planet
in Magha. Here we are, Magha kings meeting in front of Magha.
Because I have Venus in Magha. You know Venus.
Yeah.
And this was a nice topic. Venus is definitely related to astronomy. This is what I have found.
Okay.
Whenever, of course, Sun, Venus come. Now, Sun, Venus will be always together because it never goes like 48.
They're like 48 degrees,
48
apart
degrees
max.
maximum. So, but I have always seen Venus associated with astronomy because it's the brightest star in the.
And it makes you see and love the heavens, question the heavens.
Exactly.
What is this? What is that beautiful thing? And that gives the interest towards astronomy.
Exactly. And I've seen charts of various professors of mine, of astronomy professor. Lot of combinations with the Sun, Venus, and Venus playing a dominant role.
What nakshatra did you find on astronomers? Not astrologers, astronomers who like Venus in your research?
There are a lot of scientists with I have seen with Scorpio.
Okay.
Scorpio. Because it's Mars, it's the 8th house. 8th house is research.
Yeah, research. Yeah.
Knowing the unknown, basically. So
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of planets associated with, of course, with Scorpio. And the people whom I do research mostly is with have some connection with Aries, and Aries is basically 8th house occupying in my chart.
Okay.
So 8th house is research, and it's 8th house for my horoscope is Aries. So I do research mostly with Aries people. Somehow.
Wow.
Be it astronomy, be it astrology, many things. And why I said Scorpio is because Scorpio is connected with, as I said, 8th house, and it's Mars.
Mars, and yeah, it's occult, mysticism, research, and
Exactly.
astronomy, everything. Like even if you look at Jaimini, in Jaimini astrology, if you have Rahu,
Correct. Yeah.
Rahu in the 5th house from Karakamsha Lagna,
Correct.
Swamsa Lagna, makes a person interested in astronomy. Not necessarily astrology, astronomy, aerospace.
Aerospace. True.
And Ketu shows interest in classical knowledge, classical literature, Vedas, occult, astrology.
9th house, my 9th house is occupied by Rahu. So,
Well, there you go. Higher knowledge
Higher
towards
knowledge.
Rahu. Higher knowledge towards Rahu.
Exactly.
And fame in foreign lands.
Foreign lands, of course. And I have three
Fame is coming through foreign lands.
Exactly.
Through Rahu.
So this is the color scheme which I'm saying: red for Sun, orange for Mars, yellow for Jupiter,
Yeah.
blue is for Venus, indigo, the deep blue is for Saturn. I put violet is for Moon. Now you will ask me why this is the scheme.
Yeah. Why violet for moon?
Violet for Moon and blue for Venus.
Yeah.
With this scheme, I will show how it works. All the things. Then this question, just keep it. We'll come back to this question at the end. Just keep this. Trust me, and go ahead. Let's go ahead with that. And of course, we said UV is not visible, so it's for Rahu. Infrared is for Ketu.
Yeah.
So, of course, Ketu and Rahu are high energetic rays. Ketu is infrared, low energy radiation. Now, if you see in astronomy, this is like one patch of cloud, which is like you see stars are everywhere.
Yeah.
When a patch of cloud comes, you cannot see the sky. It's obstruction. So this is at 0.44 micron, which is the blue light. So you cannot see that. You see like a hole in the sky. There is nothing. When you go to a higher 0.55, it's like green light. It's like you can see some stars here, not that much. You go to 0.9 micron, which is like the coming to closer and closer to infrared. You can see some stars. Then 1.25 micron, some more stars. 1.65 micron, some more stars. And when you come to 2 micron, it's like there's no hole.
Yeah. There's no hole. Wow.
Yeah.
That is so amazing. Because I thought that was maybe showing a black hole or something.
Exactly.
But boom, it's the you know what they call that red shift and blue shift stars.
This is not red shift. This is extinction.
Extinction.
Red shift is different, but this is extinction. That means this 2.16 micron light, which is the infrared light, is able to pierce the dust and come to us. And what is infrared? Ketu. So what is Ketu? Moksha. It's piercing, and dust is what? All our, what you say, our ego, our problems, whatever we say, that's all dust.
Yeah.
So Ketu pierces that. To attain moksha, you have to pierce everything.
Yeah.
And then you have to reach. So it's like, and whenever you want to see any astronomical body which is deeply hidden behind this dust, you have to look for infrared. And that's because infrared is Ketu, it's giving moksha. So infrared and Ketu energy, you can see the correlation.
Okay.
So that's what I wanted to show. How infrared light pierces the dust is the same as Ketu piercing to the dust of all this materialistic life and giving us moksha.
Wow. That is. And now, how about an example of the UV?
UV example, I had that, but I
Okay.
just removed that. But it's the galactic nuclear, the high energetic rays, basically. The galactic center, which has got a lot of UV and X-rays, which is like the more dominant.
Like what the quasars and pulsars?
And
the one that
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know whether I have that.
Because I know I took 2 years of astronomy.
Yeah.
There's something called pion particles,
Yes.
which are so small, invisible that they cannot be calculated. I guess like they're so small. Do those pion particles that come out from the outer space?
Cosmic rays. See that?
Yeah. Are they related to any of?
They are basically they are cosmic rays. They are like Rahu type. They are much
Rahu.
energetic than even gamma rays. So they are like highly energetic rays.
Because they say there's like everywhere. Like
Everywhere.
pion
Right now
particles.
it's going through
It's
our
going
body.
through us. Pion particles.
Yeah.
Okay.
True. So this is again the same thing which I was telling, how Ketu exalts in Scorpio and the connection with the water body.
Okay.
So that's. So I asked a very good question about what about Rahu.
Yeah.
And this was a slide which I had. Like we have supermassive black. I didn't put any pictures because of copyright issues. But because of supermassive black hole, there's accretion and there is high X-rays and high radiation coming at the galactic center. So there is like the Rahu energy dominant.
Okay.
And note, it's all basically what is the galactic center? It's Ketu again. So Rahu Ketu are well connected. Of course, we know that it's. If I want, I can hold that too. So now I would like to show some. This is a typical supermassive black hole region.
Okay.
And what happens is like there is a dusty torus, should I take a picture? There's a dusty torus. And this dusty torus is basically around the supermassive black hole. And you know how Rahu and Ketu were formed. It's the cutting from the head of Saurbhanu from the Sudarshan Chakra of Vishnu.
Yeah.
It's exactly the Sudarshan Chakra. So always a black hole is associated with this dusty torus. It's like a shell torus region of gas. And it shows the significance of the Rahu, like Rahu element getting preserved in this Chakra element. So again, connecting with mythology. This is something again interesting. The directions basically, and these are all the 10 directions connected with the planets. Now this is used in the left side of this is what we use for in Vastu, and in the right side is what we generally use for in astrological purposes. And where the east is sun, ruled by sun. And I will show how this perfectly works even in the geography of a country. So we know the sun is the ruler of the eastern direction.
Yeah.
Jupiter is for northeast, Mercury is for north, Moon is for northwest, Saturn for west, Rahu for southwest, Mars for south, and Venus is for southeast. Now just consider the geography of India. You can do this even in geography of US, but I've done for geography of India. Start with the northeast. We said northeast is what? Jupiter.
Yeah.
What is in India in the northeastern part?
Yeah.
It's the Ganga river. What is Ganga? It's a spirituality. Jupiter energy.
Yeah.
Come to the northern part. Northern part is, I said it's a Mercury. We have Punjab region in the northern part. The green revolution, the crops, it's a fertile land basically.
Exactly.
So it's a Punjab, parts of Uttar Pradesh, fertile land. Come to the northwest. Northwest is by moon. And we know that Sindhu river used to flow, the Harappan Mohenjo-daro civilization. And it was the ancient Vedic civilization was originated near this northwestern part.
Yeah.
Now it's in Pakistan, but at that time it was like one whole continent, Indian subcontinent. The Vedic era is so important. It's because it's the rule. It's the moon who rules that. Come to the west. West is, I said, is Saturn. Nothing other than we have a Saturn temple. Shani Shingnapur in Maharashtra.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's west. Come to the southwest. It's Rahu. Rahu is what? IT. Rahu is astronomy.
Yeah.
What is there in southwest? We have Bangalore. IT capital.
IT capital, that's where Tech Mahindra is.
Yeah, TCS and all is there.
Yeah.
Like in Bangalore, we have it's western. Also, we have South Kerala region, which is the southwest. Nagas.
What is Mumbai?
Mumbai is west.
What? That
Mumbai is west. That means that's like Saturn. Saturn
So
dominates.
how would you relate that to like movie industry and
Movie is probably I will connect with Venus.
yeah.
Venus, but then I have to check why it is the financial capital. So it's strange that Saturn is considered the financial capital.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Come back. Okay. This diagram. See here, it's like, Mercury is like neutral. This is like one group of planets, Jupiter, Mars and Sun.
Yeah.
They are all friends. So this scheme is so interesting. They are all friends, Jupiter, Mars and Sun.
Yeah.
And here, when you say Moon, Saturn, Venus, they are all friends. Like Venus, Saturn and Moon, they are all friends.
Yep.
So it's like the group of this energy of Saturn, Venus and Moon is like little bit similar. And the energy of Jupiter, Mars and Sun is little bit similar. This is like Devas and Asuras, you can say.
Exactly.
And Mercury is what? Vishnu. Mercury is, because when it's associated with Vishnu, Vishnu is in between. It's like, this is like Samudra Manthan. Vishnu is in between. One side is Devas, Jupiter, Mars, Sun. Other side is Asura, like Saturn, Venus and Moon.
So it could be the Brahma and Shiva.
Brahma and Shiva. Exactly. So it's so this scheme. So Saturn and Venus is very. This I have not told about this, but this can also be explained the soul evolution. I would not go now, but there are many things to learn from this color scheme.